Hello, welcome to MGP332. I'm Sheepdog, and with me this week is Pab and Anna, who sounds like she has a cough.
No, that's Kevin, not me.
That was Kev. He's not even on the show, and he's ruining it with his bronchitis.
For anybody who doesn't skip the intro, we'll get a bonus cough in the middle of it this week.
It's like one of those rare Beatles recordings where, like, John Lennon just coughs mid-song or whatever, and it becomes part of the track.
Yeah,
I used to work with a guy who was obsessed with stuff like that. He'd deconstruct songs and find the bits where they were like mid-song. It was weird. I don't know why he was into it, but that's one for him there. He can have that one.
Indeed.
I reckon anyone eagle-eyed would have heard me dancing, pretending to drum, making up words, all sorts of stuff. I'd try and be quite quiet during that intro, but you are dangling a little thing there. It's like saying don't press the red button.
Oh, I know. And I've said if it comes to the stage, yeah, everybody will just be muted and I'll just click everyone back on real quick. I've now realised upon muting you before when I was listening to the test recording that you can unmute yourself. Which I didn't know was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what you'd done. I was there entertaining you from the other side of the room singing, and you'd already muted.
Yeah, I was already muted you because I was trying to listen to the actual test recordings, and then then you came back, and I was like, "Damn, he has control as well."
I've realised since we started having to sit through the theme tune that I'm not very good at planning in advance to do something naughty. Unless I have a spur of the moment, like shot of adrenaline to come out of a joke, it ain't happening. Every week I think I've got to do something during the jingle, but because I don't know, nothing's inspiring me with it, so it's remained untainted until Kev's awful cough there. Anyway, how are you all this week? You both good?
Yes.
I'm
fine.
I have to say, not bad. It's warm.
It has been lovely. I'm very, very lucky today in that, well, do you know what? I had planned to go out. I planned to do a big old walk around Deepin and try and catch some Pokemon. There's shiny rabbits about and stuff like that. And I didn't. I ended up laying on the sofa like Andy Capp. It was quite funny. I didn't realise that my wife didn't know I was doing it. She came in as I woke up and was like, "What are you up to?" And I went, "I've been asleep for over an hour." It was glorious. But I did go out in the end. Niantic randomly, in their infinite wisdom, decided to give everyone in the world 1 hour. There's raids everywhere. Go and play the game for an hour at 6 o'clock. We noticed it happened in Singapore, Australia, and every time it got to 6 o'clock in a country, it happened there. So we were like the 12th time zone for that to happen in, and yeah, so by like 5, I was like, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to leave the house till then. Spent between 5:30 and about 7:30 just driving around, my windows open, music playing, basking in the beautiful weather, and failing to catch every damn Pokemon I raided because apparently I can't throw balls. But it was fun. What did you do? Sunbathe and stuff?
Me? No. I've been working.
Working how? Today. It's Bank Holiday Friday.
I know. I've been busy though. I had a busy week, so I had to push jobs in. Normally on these sort of bank holidays, I would push my Friday jobs into Thursday, but I've been too busy, so I had to work. Too busy.
Lazy old Pab, just procrastinated so much in the week.
That's the opposite. You
procrastinated so much that you ended up having to work on Good Friday.
I wish they had. Yeah, it was only half day. To be fair, it was only half day, but it's still enough for me to have to get up early and go to work.
I suppose you had to go and catch a fish so you could eat your Good Friday fish supper.
No, not this year.
Well, who caught it then?
Captain Birdseye.
I wouldn't trust him.
He seems reputable. Nothing's
well,
quite a bit.
we won't get into
something I don't know about.
We won't get into it. Pat. My court cases are all currently unsettled. I can't start any new ones. I'm like Eminem. I'll do a diss track about it in about 6 years, and I'll be like, "F you, Captain Birdseye." I can't think of anything that really rhymes with that, but I've got 6 years to write the rap.
It's a good point. Start now, and 6 years' time, you'll have a number one.
Guess who's back? Sheepdog's back. Yeah, that's it. So writing itself, I'll just rip off everything Eminem's done. I make my own film called 11 Mile or something.
Yeah,
We like 3 better than his film. What about you, Anna? You're trying to find someone who will drive you to Nottingham tomorrow to buy gold shoes, because that's how good vlogging's going at the moment. That you're buying gold shoes, literally.
I wish they were like gold, but no, they're just. I just need some trainers for holiday, and I went past the shop and they sparkled at me, and I wanted them, but children and Kevin's don't work well with me wanting to go and buy some shoes.
They're basically a circle on a Venn diagram, children and Kevin's.
Yeah. So I couldn't go and get them. It made me very sad.
Have you considered buying some glitter and some gold spray paint?
It's not the same though, is it?
Oh,
It's kind of the same.
They won't be the ones I saw, because I'm looking and I'm thinking, are they them? But they don't. None of them have got the sunshine on them, so I don't know if they sparkle or not. So I'm just
You could shine a torch at your monitor and see if it sparkles that
it
way.
works that way.
God, you see, I'm a man of science. She's just a woman of like, no, not happening. Just believe a little. If you believe, then they'll sparkle.
I've been looking for them for like 2 hours and I still can't find them. But they were so nice.
Well, there's a job for the listeners who listen to this on Saturday lunchtime to drive around Nottingham, pick up every pair of shoes and deliver them to Peterborough. We'll figure out whether they're there. Whoever brings the right one wins. I don't know, 15 Kev points? How much are they worth? Is a Kev point still a currency that people can cash in? I imagine they are. They'll probably get you all sorts of Kev goodness. So I guess we should talk about games. I touched on a game briefly, if you can call it a game. It's not really a game, but all I'm doing is driving around punching the screen of my phone. The weirdest thing, my son wanted to play this raid thing with me earlier, and I said to him, it's not really the best time for you to come out and play it. And he was like, what do you mean? It's back to back. It's like 9 Pokemon raids. It sounds like a dream scenario. And I said, well, the most efficient thing I can do for you at the moment is not managing his account for him. I should charge him for this. I just had to put him in the lobby, not let him take part in any of the battles, and then hope that it awarded some revives, because this little monkey has about 80 dead Pokemon in his bag, and he just can't. He's just useless in every battle. And I said to him, you should stop killing more, because I'm never going to be able to revive them all. So he's on an embargo from raids until I've resurrected them all. I've got, after an hour and a half of grinding through raids, I've got 9 left to resurrect. So he could put a team together now. But that was basically how I gamed today, and it didn't really feel like gaming. It felt more like an obligation and a job, which but I have got other games, 2 other games to talk about, but I figure I should let you talk about more entertaining ones, because again, they're all pretty much managing stuff.
Managing stuff. I'm intrigued now. Okay, Anna, do you want to go first, or shall I?
I've only played one game all week. Not really had any much time to do anything else.
You've been busy doing your uni work, haven't you?
It's getting on my nerves now. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm sick to death doing these things. But every morning for, I don't know, since Saturday, I've been playing the Strange Brigade.
Okay.
I like this game. Like, I got it last year when it came out in the summer. I think I found my shoes, so happy days.
Oh.
I think there's them. I'm not
Result.
sure. I don't know if I like them now, but I'll see. I'm looking at them. It's just where they are at the woman. It looks like her feet are too big for the shoe, and I don't know if I like that. It looks like a sock more than a shoe.
Maybe the reason it's not working is you can't hear them saying "buy me, buy me," because you're not there with them.
This looks really weird inside. It looks like a sock with a bit of lace on it. It doesn't look like a shoe.
Maybe they didn't hire her for her feet, they hired her for her looks, so she's wearing
see
fake
her
feet.
face. I can see her feet.
Maybe they hired her for her ankles and she's wearing fake feet.
Maybe. But anyway, so the Strange Brigade is a 4-player co-op, but you can play it solo, and I have been playing it solo, and I've been having a great time with it. I don't know what it is. I like it. It's like Tomb Raider mixed with a bit of what's his face? Uncharted, but then mixed with like just I don't know how to explain it, but
Left 4 Dead?
maybe I didn't really play
Kinda.
Left 4 Dead.
Kind of like a horde mode with like a moving progression kind of thing, where you're kind of pushing your way through a level.
So, but you do.
And you'd have like choke points where you'd have like hordes of enemies coming and you'd move through again.
Yeah, it's
sort of
basically
thing.
But like set in the 1920s, and you've got an Egyptian queen that's not happy with you, and you've got like mythical beasts that run at you and stuff. And it's funny, like, so you got treasure. If you are playing single player, it is just you against everything. But then you do have like guns, and the guns can have gems, and the gems can be like ricochet or give you health or set the enemies on fire.
So it doesn't take over the other three characters.
No,
that seems weird. You
just
think
you
that's
on your own? There's no AI.
No, but it does it.
Okay.
It doesn't hinder it in any way. Like I've died once, and I've gone level 4.
So it doesn't so it scales the difficulty based on how many players are in with you, right? Okay.
I think so. Like, I haven't watched anyone. I haven't played with anyone to see how many more enemies on the screen. But there is a lot of enemies. But I'm not finding it too hard by myself. I've died once, and that was because I was stuck in a corner and couldn't get out of it. And I think that was just a bug in the game. But yeah, I really enjoy it. So there's like puzzles. There's like the path goes a different way to go and get to secret areas, and you can use guns and grenades and like special powers, and like each level takes at least an hour. So you go to one area.
Does it really? Huh.
It's very wide and it's very.
Can you save though?
Yeah, it saves say you're like halfway through and you have to turn off. It will save, and because there's like checkpoints, like the little camps that you get to, and then you can change your gun or change your your grenade or your power. So that's good. So you can change around with them. But yeah, like I've done 4 of them, and yeah, they're about an hour. So I do one a day and just get through it. Just forget about uni work. Just play. I need to play something because it will stress me out. But yeah, the Strange Brigade, it is quite fun.
So, is there an actual story progressing through this as you play it? So okay, because Left 4 Dead, I feel like there was just set levels, and there wasn't really a particular story, but you just have to do there wasn't a story progression through. Was there?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I paid attention to any story through it. I was just
always, I mean,
survived the level.
Each character had their own little intro of, oh my god, I've been left behind. I've been left for dead. No. That's where the title came from, Pav. And then, they'd go to the shopping mall, and there was a car in the middle, and there was petrol, and they had to fill up the petrol in the car to drive the car out, and they had to get across the theme park from the entrance to the stage to set off the fireworks to bring a helicopter down to help them get out. Trying to think what else now, but yeah, pretty much every level had some sort of reason for them to be travelling.
Oh, right. No, wait a minute. No. Each level, there is a particular story. I feel like they just set their own little individual stories in each level. That's what it felt like to me, but there's no overarching story like what Strange Brigade sounds like. They actually is telling a story between each level. I don't feel like that. I felt like there was just
I suppose there wasn't a joining up bit, because actually now I'm thinking about it. I don't understand why the characters kept let's fly off in a helicopter. Now we're going to land at this mall, and then we're going to get in a car, and then we're going to drive to. I don't know whether they were always.
They were their own vignettes just to create just a level. And then it was just get to the end of the level. It wasn't one overarching story like an Uncharted or whatever. Yeah. Was it?
I mean, looking at Strange Brigade has sent me down a rabbit hole of finding out whether there ever really has been giant scorpions. Apparently not since dinosaur times, and even then they weren't as big as the ones in these pictures. Yeah, but I feel like I've learned something. If anything, it's given a bit of value there.
Well, it's funny you mention this game, Anna, because I bought it last weekend. Yeah, I bought it. It was on sale on Steam for $11.99, and so one of my friends messaged me and went, Strange Brigade's cheap, and I've always said to my buddy, I said if Strange Brigade gets to the right price, I'm in for that. And he went, yeah, me too.
Oh, okay.
So he messaged me at weekend. He went, it's $11.99. I went, yeah, right, yeah, straight in. I'm not seeing him all week to play it, and I didn't even realise you could play it on your own. So now I can.
Is this made by anyone?
It's
Rebellion.
Is it Rebellion?
Yeah. I've just
Which is
it on Steam.
Sniper Elite people.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's just like a newbie or an oldie.
No, they're relatively.
Yeah, I know. I don't. It
company.
baffles me that Sniper Elite is on its fourth iteration. That hasn't really changed much in 4 games, has it? It's just seeing someone turn into a skeleton as the bullets go through their knackers.
It's an appealing concept, apparently.
Yeah, but I basically went to, I think, 4 different gadget shows on 4 different years and played each version and shot someone in the balls and went, right, yeah, cool. Yeah, it's really come along since last year when you had Sniper Elite 3 here. And Kev would always check whether it had colorblind mode, and it never did. So that's that. I wonder, does this game have colorblind mode?
I'm not sure.
Do they continue to persecute?
I should check really, but
I'll have to have a look.
They've got another game called Zombie Army, or Trilogy. It's called Zombie Army Trilogy.
It's a spin-off of the Sniper Elite games, the Zombie Army games, I think.
Mm.
I think it was a DLC or something like that for 2, I think.
That looks more like a Left 4 Dead game. You got the old guy.
I think it was. I might be wrong, but I'm fairly certain it was a DLC for 2, and then they put a DLC for 3, and then by the time 4th one came out, they just bundled them all together and made their own game with it. Something like that, anyway. That's supposed to be highly regarded as well. But yeah, I'm interested in Strange Brigade.
Yeah, it's very good. So. Like the narrator is humorous. So like, say you're standing still for, I don't know, 30 seconds, he'll be like, there is a pause button, and it'd be like, alright, like mean. And then when you pause it goes, oh, taking a break, are we? Very good, Strange Brigade. And he's just like, alright, weird man, but the narrator's quite cool. He's quite funny, and he takes you through the story and stuff. Like the puzzles, he's like, oh, a cunning puzzle for the Strange Brigade, and you're like, not really. Like the answer to the thing is right there, but then as you progress through the stages, you have to like go and find the riddle, the answer to the puzzle. And I like that. I like that you have to go and find it and work it out, and you only get 3 chances, and if you get them all wrong, and then that's it. That door's forever shut, and then you have to either replay the level or just carry on. There is collectibles of like cats, so statue cats will just appear, and you have to shoot them all. Because then, when you get nearer the end of a level, there'll be a big cave that you can go in and get more goodies. So it's very good. It keeps me entertained, and like I said, they're an hour a level, but if you're with more people, it'll probably not take you that long.
Probably a bit quicker, yeah, but it's still substantial. That's
yeah,
still
definitely.
Quite a lot.
Does sound like if you annoy the narrator enough, you get an achievement. So
how'd you do that?
Well, if you don't play it, he starts getting wound up after a while, apparently.
Oh, okay.
That's quite funny. But yeah, Strange Brigade has been very much fun. Very much enjoying it. I will play it again in the morning, and then get on with being a student for 2 more weeks.
Is this your second year? That's a complete.
Yeah, I finished 2 weeks today.
Wow.
So yeah, nearly done. I got my 3rd year to do.
Then you'll miss it because you'll be investigating crime scenes and stuff around Deep In.
I won't miss Project Prep. Trust me. I hate it so much, with a passion. Oh, I just can't.
At least you get a pair of sunglasses and you can just walk around cracking jokes, putting them on.
Yeah, hope so. But that's me, I think. Is that me?
Well, are you looking at a mirror?
I think so. Like, what? Did I do anything else strange? No, I just went through all my games because I had the case. I was like, I went to the case, opened it, and it wasn't in there. So I had to go through all my games.
I feel like Kev wants us to acknowledge something, and he just keeps coughing.
Yeah,
Doesn't
no,
realise
it's
we
not.
can't see.
It's just being Kevin. It's just being
a
annoying.
New suit, or he's done something. He's had a haircut. Nice haircut, Kev.
They're saying nice haircut, Kev. They're saying you're coughing because you want them to know something.
Coughing because I'm desperately poorly.
Have a drink.
Says have a drink. He's having a drink.
Go on then, Pab. What you been playing?
Okay, so I have. What should we start with? Cuphead. I've been playing Cuphead again.
Again?
Came out on the Switch. And I had to know if it was any good, and it is very, very good. It's very, very good, and I'm very, very bad at it. I'm very bad at it. But I can't help but love it. I can't help but love that game. And I desperately want to be just half decent at it. Just so I can just kind of struggle my way through. But it's just not happening. It's really hard. I've done like 3 or 4 levels. I went straight to the first level and I was surprised how well I was doing. And I got pretty much right to the end and it all just went to pot. And I went, damn, and then I couldn't get anywhere near the end again. And I just got really annoyed. I kept turning it off. And then 10 minutes later, I'd come back to it and I'd have another go. And get annoyed again and turn it off. And then I'd do it again. I did it about 4 or 5 times. Just having a few goes, getting annoyed and turning it off. And I eventually beat the level. And it was one of them run and gun levels where you get the coins. So you got to collect the coins from the run and gun levels. And then with the coins, you buy your power-ups and your weapons and stuff like that. So I immediately bought the extra heart because I need the extra heart to survive because you only have 3. So I went, right, okay, I've got 4. And I got the what's the gun, the one that like auto targets. So you can just spam the gun and it'll just kind of, the bullets will just fly to the enemy no matter which way you're facing or whatever, which is good because then you can just be running away from things that are coming at you and just keep hold of the button and spam it. One thing I do like, they did it with the original game as well. They let you customize the controls, so you can literally just map like moves and stuff like that to certain buttons, whatever button you want. And they've done the same on the Switch, so you can just map buttons to wherever you want it to be. And I was immediately like, I don't remember how this played, but I know I changed a lot of things when I was playing it on the PC. So I immediately just changed some buttons around, and it feels good. It feels good to be playing it on the actual Switch itself. I'm playing handheld. Handheld, it looks fine. It runs fine. It's smooth as hell. It doesn't hitch up or anything. No, I imagine the loading times are probably a little bit better, but even the loading times aren't bad. They're pretty damn good. So yeah, I'll probably continue to touch on Cuphead up until the point where, probably similar to the point where I got in on the PC. I was looking, and I think I played PC Cuphead for probably about 2 weekends.
PC Cuphead.
At the most.
Sounds like his police version.
Yeah, PC Cuphead. I played it like the weekend it came out, and then the following weekend, and like I said, I never played it again. I played it for 2 weekends, and that's it. And then I was like, it's just too hard. It's just too hard to the point where I got to it, and it's like, I don't think I can do this. And I can watch as many videos as I want on how to do it and what to do it. I can't physically do it. I cannot physically get to doing it. I know what I need to do, but it's just not happening for me. So I'll probably do a similar thing where I get to a certain point in the game where it just becomes undo. And then again, I might just get better at it. Who knows? I might suddenly learn some new tricks and we get better at Cuphead. But it's great. The soundtrack's still one of the best soundtracks out there. And like I said, the visual style is just, it's cool as hell, Cuphead, and they got DLC coming out this year at some point as well, which you play as the Chalice lady. I can't remember her name, Lady Chalice, something like that. I can't remember. I think she's called Lady Chalice, something like that, or something like that. But yeah, so that's going to be going up later in the year. What else have I played? What I went back to the other day earlier in the week, I went back to an oldie, Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Do you remember this one? Any of you?
No.
So this game came out, I want to say maybe 2013-ish.
Okay.
Maybe, and it's a Call of Juarez game. It was a download only game, so it wasn't like a big AAA Call of Juarez game, because I think Call of Juarez is quite a big franchise for. I think it was Ubisoft that made them at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a download only one, but it was damn good. So you started off and it's a first person shooter, and you get kills, and you get like points for kills, and then the more points you get, the more points you can, the more skill points you get to then put into like skill trees and what have you. But what I liked about this game was it's just a quirky like old school like cowboy game. It's so you start off as like this. You start off as a bounty hunter, and he walks into this bar. It's all like drawn like stills of like this guy going into the bar, and then it pans to the next shot, and he's walking to the actual bar itself, and there's some guys come speak to him, and then he's a famous bounty hunter, and he's got talked about him and what have you, and then people around the bar start asking about all these different stories, and each level is a different story in what that each people are asking about him, and he's narrating over the actual level you're playing, and people chip it, like there's like voiceovers, people in the bar chipping into going, oh, I heard he did this, and then as someone says like, oh, I heard like 60 people came out the barn, and then like a horde of people come out the barn to you. And then he goes, no, that didn't happen like that at all. And it rewinds, and it plays out how he's saying it played out. It's just a really cool, nifty mechanic. And like, so if you die, he kind of goes, no, it didn't happen like that. And he rewinds a bit so you don't die, and you carry on. You're like, okay, I need to not die here. Then I thought it was a really cool, quirky game. And I've had it for absolutely ages. And over the years of me upgrading my old PC, just one day it just kind of went, no, don't want to play it, don't want to work for you anymore, don't want to work. So I only played it pretty much near release. I never finished it, but I don't think it's a massively long game. So I just on a whim, I was just thinking about it, and I just went, let's see if it actually runs now. So I booted it up, and it runs fine. Runs absolutely amazing. So there's a good chance I'll probably finish that game, because it didn't seem too difficult, but you get all like your old school weapons and whatever. And I just like because there's also like nuggets of truth in there. It like pops up the nugget of truth, and then you can go into the menu, and there's like a nugget of truth page, and it brings up like you can select the which one you've unlocked, and then it gives you like a text like info dump of like what happened, because like the first level is with Billy the Kid, and so they're all like based on true events or true like real people, I think, or real events that's gone on real people, and you kind of just inserting yourself into these stories sort of thing, and embellishing a story sort of thing around it. So there are nuggets of truth in each of these stories. Which is cool. Which is really cool. I've really enjoyed it and hope to finish it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a bonkers game. I think it was a download only. It was a Ubisoft game. I was surprised it was Ubisoft. I thought it would have been like Activision or something like that, but it's a Ubisoft game, so it's yeah. What else have I been going back to? I went back to Overwatch this week as well, after probably a good year or so. At least a year or so. I feel like there's been like 2 or 3 new characters come out since I last played Overwatch. And it turns out Overwatch is still really damn good. It's really cool. I love Overwatch. It's the only game that I feel like I got serious at. I mean, I'm kind of semi-serious Fortnite now.
I was going to say you've been like hammering Fortnite, but
yeah, I
feel like Overwatch
is like
passed me by completely. I see like Overwatch pop vinyls and stuff like that everywhere, and I know nothing of it. It's absolutely passed me by as a fad.
It's the only game that I found myself playing because I played it so long that all of my like group of friends on Discord or whatever, they all petered off of it, and I carried on. So I was playing games on my own with randoms, but I was physically speaking to them over mic. That's how serious I was about playing Overwatch. I was actually communicating.
This is how,
I was communicating, but you don't, because these people, most people are idiots and clowns. But that's
something I have to keep telling my Pokemon friends.
Yeah, I went back into it with someone this past week, and there's like a commendation system. So you can give points to people for like how well they've communicated, or good, like a good sport or whatever. So you can commendate people, and the more of these commendations you get to a certain point, you'll get a free loot box. So it's like it encourages you to be a good, like, to a decent person. Don't be a clown.
Can you vote people down though?
No. I don't. But no, you can report people. There's a report thing, and it's if people are being toxic, you can report people for being mean or whatever, or just being, just being numpties. Yeah. But you want to be, the encouragement is there for you to be good, because you want these tokens to get free gear, free loot boxes. Why wouldn't you? And every time I've gone, I'm just like, okay, yep, okay, you get this one, you get this one, you get this one. Just because there's no one I was playing with that was particularly toxic or negative or anything like that. And we won a few games. I found a new character that I like called Ash, and she's she's like
brought up the roster of players. Funnily enough, she wears a hat.
Yeah, she's a cowboy.
How are you not playing as Wrecking Ball the hamster? I mean, that's...
I couldn't get into... Wrecking Ball the hamster is more of a tank character. I've never been good with tanks.
It's the hamster.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, the hamster. And I've seen people playing hamster, and it's bonkers what you can do with that
Doomfist
character.
Seems to be another acceptable character. He looks pretty badass.
Doomfist is good, but he's slow on the build-up. He's got like a big old fist, and he just punches people, and he can proper knock people, like kill people with just a punch, but it's a big wind up. But yeah, Ash has been good. It's like a mid-range, like it's not a sniper rifle. It's more like an infantry rifle. Sorry,
Anna's one of the characters as well.
Anna is one of them. Anna is a healer, I want to say. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've not played it for so long, but it's just like I wanted to dip my toes back into it because I wanted to do it for a long time, but it's just like there's only a few of my friends now that are willing to play it anymore, and I saw one of them playing it the other day, and I was like, you know what? I'll find next time I see him on, I'll have a game, and it's been fun. I've had, like I say, probably 4 or 5 games, and we won a few of them, lost a few of them, but it's just good to get back into that game, especially after playing hours and hours of Fortnite. It's a nice palate cleanse.
You're saying about getting back into this. I was chatting to a guy at work the other day who he said, like, you're in a gaming, aren't you? And I'm like, depends who you ask. Like, I do a gaming podcast, but if you listen to it, I haven't played a game in about 6 months. And he was like, I'm obsessed with GTA 5. I've been playing it online for the past however many. I was like, man, that game, that was old when I lived in my old house. Do you know what I mean? I'm very shocked that is still going strong with anyone, let alone someone that I know that doesn't consider himself much of a gamer. So I guess Overwatch has probably got years left in it, has it? I mean, it's
got a whole pro circuit and what have you, and pro leagues and everything. Yeah, it's huge. Seasons run, like I think a new season's just started up. I think, and there's a new event going on. It's huge. It's a whole massive esports thing. Overwatch, yeah.
You think this would
be run by Blizzard? So
I mean, I know like battle royale games are huge, but you think this would be every game now? That games that are just like a short couple of days, that's it. How they can't be making anywhere near as much money as the games that have got these long tail events.
Yeah, I can see that, but not everything's designed to have such a long tail. I mean, you know what I mean? In certain games, just games to be made. You know what I mean? People don't want to just make a game that's going to
I think we'd all
monetize.
get burned out if we were all just flitting between them, wouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just want like a nice story game like your Bioshocks or whatever. You know, that's not designed to be played forever, is it? It's a story that's one and done sort of thing. You don't need to play it over and over again forever, and you kind of need that. You kind of need just like a narrative game. You don't just want like these big esport like games.
Have there been any properly big ones that have ever actually ended? I'm going off a bit of a tangent now, but I'd wondered this with the likes of... So years ago, we got given some World of Warcraft like expansions or whatever, and I was kind of naively thought, well, these came out a couple of years back. They're probably not very current, but people still play that now, don't they? Like it's still,
yeah. And still the highest MMO, yeah.
Do any? I can't think of it. I know of enough that I'm kind of like, have any ever just finished? Oh yeah, it's done now. Like I know, for example, Kev hates me mentioning it, and loads of people hate me mentioning it, and I know it's a mobile game, but the likes of Simpsons Tapped Out, which I've been talking about on this podcast for 7 years, on and off. That's still going, and it seems mental that that's still going, and that's still. I think that's on its final death throes. They've just released a thing called the high school yearbook that for 30 donuts you can basically randomly get any of the 700 premium items in it. So you can kind of not fiddle it, but if you play it right, you can get the items you want. But that's, to me, set a deadline on it, you know. They're not going to update it anymore soon, are they? And it's just going to be me whittling through the 700.
I think it depends how long it's relevant for, Sheepdog. I mean, if Simpsons continues to be relevant and they haven't got anything else in the pipeline, well, I bet it is. Cause, I mean, it's about to go on. It's about to go onto that Disney Plus streaming service, so that'll give it a whole new.
Oh, crikey! I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
All 30 seasons are going on at Disney Plus.
Jesus, well, that ain't going to die anytime soon, then, is it? I thought it was on its way down, but yeah,
no. So I mean, like, as long as they make it relevant, then it'll be, and it continues to make money for people. That's the thing. And when it stops making money, that's when they start looking at it. And as long as it makes money, they don't care.
Because I always thought their model was adding in a new character, do a story around them, and I'm like, you've literally scraped the barrel now. There's no one. Pokemon Go can keep going until they hit Gen 8, which comes out this year. So that's probably got another 2 years left on it before it just becomes we can't run anymore. So, I mean, Overwatch obviously can just make up its own characters. It's completely greenfield. That's probably... Stuff like that's probably got at least a decade left in it. That would be a completely different game, I mean, in 10 years' time.
Like I say, it's similar to like your League of Legends or your Dota or your... I mean, I want to say CSGO, but CSGO doesn't really character based, but it's still...
See, that seems mental as well, because I remember playing Counter-Strike at like secondary school, and I know it's a different... Like, it's been updated and whatever, but
yeah,
it's still not that different, is it? Do you know what I mean?
No, it's still very much. It's still the base game. It's still hugely popular.
I used to play that in my mate's room constantly. Do you remember I'd always be on the team that didn't win, essentially. So I was playing against the guys who be terrorists win. I was terrible at it. But again, that is another game where I just think, when's that going to end? I don't know because I've not done it. I remember going on the online servers for Left 4 Dead 2, I think it was, and there was a hardcore group of people on there who knew how to play that game. I was basically shamed out of not playing it anymore because I was so bad at it compared to the randoms who were playing it at another level. I guess they're just into it enough. I don't have the ability to get into something like that much. It's just mad, isn't it? You think it's just thinking about obviously the fact that, because I was going to say I don't really get into games as excessively as that, except for the likes of Pokemon Go. But I bet if they made a Football Manager online, constantly going system thing that was a bit more like one of these long tail multiplayer games, it would probably float a bit, wouldn't it, if they did it right?
Someone
like Kevin,
maybe.
That,
there is an online system in the current ones, isn't there? But I don't know
it's
how
clunky as hell, though, isn't it?
Robust it is.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
I suppose it wouldn't work, because I suppose you need to be able to churn through a season in a day or whatever, don't you? If you put the hours in.
Yeah, and there's not people that have got the time to play a full season of Football Manager like you can do like a game or two. You know, like a League of Legends or a Dota game goes on for maybe at the most 45 minutes to an hour or whatever. And you might have an hour or so, but you don't have like a whole day spare to do a season of Football Manager. And you also got to realise that however long it takes you to play a season of Football Manager, you then got to wait in between the gaps of other people taking their turn in that season as well.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's pretty much why that'll fail. I just had a quick look because you said I don't know what reminded me, but obviously Angry John used to play League of Legends like religiously.
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten about that. I was thinking that must be, pretty far down the pecking order. But it says, all right, this was actually, I was like, this article was old, but no, it was released yesterday. And it says that there's 6 million hours streamed of League of Legends. Fortnite was 24 million and Apex was 9. But I don't know when it was recently enough that this is the article, so it must be last quarter. But 6 million hours worth of League of Legends are still played. These games are just going to be never ending, aren't they? There's no incentive to kill them off.
These are your big multiplayer, focused games that people want to play. There's always going to be something like that wants to fill the gap sort of thing, and the minute it's like your battle royales and your
I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I need to come up with a random flimsy little story, add a bit of a clunky system to it, and then just string it out across 10 years. I'd be loaded then. Solve everything, Pab. Let's come up with a game.
You would be. You just got to find something that catches. There's lightning in the bottle that sort of takes off. And once you've got that, you're off. And
there must be a graveyard of failed attempts to get this off.
Oh, of course there is. Yeah, you look at like the amount of like battle royales that started spawning, and like the MOBAs that have spawned. A DC MOBA came out. You wouldn't think a DC MOBA could fail.
No, I remember.
You wouldn't have thought a DC MOBA could fail because it has all the comic book characters. They're all there, and yet it still failed. It didn't catch on. There's so many of them that everyone wanted in on that money of that esports money of like Dota 2 and League of Legends.
How did the Marvel one go? Where you got Rocket as like a starter character and all that. Do you remember Marvel Heroes?
The Marvel Heroes, wasn't it? Yeah, it closed down. It closed down once.
Which seems mad.
Only relatively recently, but in the last 2 years, I think, because Disney shut it down. It wasn't because it was failing. It was fine. Disney shut it down.
Maybe they want to bring it back after the films and everything.
I don't know. I do not know. But it wasn't particularly fair. And that was more like a Diablo style game. It was like a loot like game that was like.
Do you know what really makes me laugh about that? I got put off it because the characters that you kind of got early on, I hadn't really heard of and wasn't really interested in, and some of them are like Rocket Raccoon, and I'm just like, I don't want to play some bloody raccoon. And obviously the films have come out since, and he's one of the best characters, and you think how ironic that they actually picked some good ones there, and I pretty much know all of them. And I'm looking at the poster and I recognise every single hero on it, so it's like, damn, I missed out a bit there.
Yeah, it was a really good game, and it got better and better and better.
That's it. Again, we're starting to learn, I think, that these games aren't going to be great in their first couple of months. You wait a year and they're solid gold,
There's a lot of games like
I'm
that.
as guilty as that with No Man's Sky. I said, oh, what a load of rubbish, they're outrageous, blah, blah, blah. And, they've really turned that around. But again, I think those games that really got hammered for it were the transition ones. We weren't used to that being the case. You kind of got to be prepared to give it a bit of an inch to bed in, because if they jumped in with a 3/4 baked game and everyone went, I hate that feature, I suppose they'd probably suffer, wouldn't they? Whereas
that's what I'm saying. That's what these games that are like games as a service sort of thing now, like your Destiny and what have you.
Get an idea of what people want to do.
They come in. And they go, okay, this is the game, and then they get the feedback, and then they evolve it into something that it becomes eventually that everybody wants. And games as a service has become very much a thing now. You look at like Rainbow Six Siege, huge game now, and this game's nearly 4 years old now. you wouldn't think a Rainbow Six game that's like multiplayer only would be huge, and it kind of bombed at first initially.
I feel like a bit of a loser, but the amount of times I fire off an email to Pokemon Go, I hate saying the word now. I cringe when I say it because I recognise how often I say it on the show. But I email Niantic like every couple of months with just, when are you doing this? Why do you do it this way? And it sounds and feels a bit odd, but I know that they get them and then they prioritise the ones they get a lot of. So if a lot of people are saying the same, you're kind of throwing your voice behind that feature sort of thing. And it does work quite well. They do give a little bit of info now and again. I feel quite clued up, on what's happening and that. But no, it's interesting that we live in this sort of time where it feels like they're flying by the seat of their pants a little bit, but they've got a big old list of all these different game companies have got ideas of what they can do. And I suppose their developers are intelligent enough that they can be dynamic, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just... Yeah.
So,
anyway,
speaking of dynamic devs, I can segue into following on from last week. I told you about getting Cities Skylines for the Xbox One.
Oh yeah,
and it was the issue that we thought. I built roads on the in ramp and the out ramp, and not connected the roads. So I think if you drove into my city, you were basically in the industry area that I had built, and you couldn't leave it. And if you somehow spawned in, no one had got into the bloody house area, so no one lived there. I tried to carry on with that house once I connected the roads at that city. Sorry, because what happens? Your city goes bankrupt pretty quick, and it says you can be bailed out for however many thousands of pounds it is, and continue playing the game. But if you do this, achievements are turned off, and I didn't read that bit, so I clicked yes, give me the money, thinking, okay, I'll just carry on playing with this city I built. So that, because I mentioned, didn't know that my son wanted to see what I'd built the next morning. So when I showed him it, he was relatively impressed that it had built up and it was doing all right. But the city had major issues with funding because it was being hammered by all the debt. So I started again, built a big old city. It's a bit like all of these games, and I remember I'm basically almost repeating the review of when we talked about SimCity all that time ago. I know you can expand the space; you can buy space either side of your city, can't you?
Yes.
Do they I haven't done it because I kept trying to build in the one block. But do they count as the same city, or do they count as a different city connected?
I think they count as the same city. I think you can change the name. You can change like districts in that.
Right. Okay.
So you can name things so you can set things to be certain districts rather than just it's still one city.
Now this feels like I was trying to figure out why on earth they were making some of the decisions they made, and whether it is because they just wanted it to be that clunky, or they wanted it to be realistic, or whether it was just that they couldn't do it the way SimCity had done it. But there were some majorly clunky, stupid things about this game. I mean, the water pipes on their own are just dumb. I mean, it was just insane. I felt really irritated that I would lay it all out, and then it would suddenly go, "Oh, we haven't had any water for 6 months." I'm like, "Oh yeah, because I forgot to connect a bit of pipe over your bit." I've covered all these areas in a triangle, but your one bit is in the white zone, and you can't just extend the pipe somehow. I found it really odd that you'd print out a load of green for houses, let's say, and in SimCity, on either the console or the laptop, you could press a button and it would just fill the gap in the road. So if you had a square, it would fill the square with green. In this one, you have to kind of go tap, tap, tap. I'll tap that square, I'll tap that square over there. And it does do a bulk, but it'll do 20 and leave one empty, and you have to go back and fill it in. And so there's all these weird gaps where I missed a bit, or, it didn't quite fill, or it wouldn't let me fill. And sometimes that's handy because then it means I can stick a road in there. And again, it doesn't fill the... If the square I build is quite big, then it'll add houses around the edges and just leave a massive field in the middle. And when you're trying to build a megalopolis, you don't really want greenery and fields. You want to stuff as many houses in as you can. There come the point where some people were basically living with a field outside their house, and now that field has the Statue of Liberty inside it. So it's I don't know, it just felt really like they hadn't thought about usability at all. It's like they just wanted it to be similar to building a real city. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it particularly is realistic, but equally, I don't know. It just feels like they haven't done enough usability testing. I imagine a lot of that was probably modded on PC, and there are mods on the Xbox that I want to have a look at and see whether I can add anything in. Like, I haven't had a chance to really go through it and see whether any of them are, quality of life mods. But what I ended up doing, because my son wanted to play it, and I tried to explain to him that you had to set policies and taxes and this, that, and the other, and it wasn't really going to be his cup of tea, but he really wanted to play it. So then I looked for it, and actually they have got a very quick, there's infinite money, just build your city. Even then, it wasn't just to hand it to him and let him crack on. I had to keep putting the pipes in for him and making sure that things were hooked up, which wasn't the end of the world, but I don't know, it just seemed like it was missing that extra little. I think SimCity's better, and I don't think many people think the same. From what I understood, this was considered to be the better game.
I
feel like what let down the original the SimCity they made a couple of years back, obviously, was the constraints in the size and the always online nonsense. But no, I think that was probably more fun. To play around with more bits on that.
But it was limited. It was very much a limited thing. That's the thing. You could get so far, and then, like you say, you'd have like wall to wall city around this little box that you'd have, and then you couldn't go anywhere with it. Like I said, so you kind of reached end game, and you reached end game pretty quick.
I feel like I'm reaching end game pretty quick in this one. I know I can expand. To be fair, like, again, I felt like we were able to be more creative in this one. When I handed my son the controller, he built like massive curved roads either side of a road down the middle, and it looked like a leaf. So I added in all like little I can't remember what the bits in the middle of a leaf are called, the lines basically. So I added all lines like that, and we had this awesome looking leaf city. And then I extended off the bottom of the leaf and added a little like industrial zone, so it was away from the leaf. And we tried to make it all as green themed as we could. It was like, it just ended up becoming a little fun thing. And I don't really remember being able to do stuff like that in SimCity. It wasn't as free to be. I don't know. We had infinite money, so it kind of affected it, but we still hit the same end game kind of problem where we had absolutely no room, and we had a stadium, and then we had a zoo and stuff like that. So I was ending up like knocking down houses.
I don't understand how you had infinite money. You still didn't think, I'll just buy the next section over.
I just didn't. It was him that was controlling it, kind of thing.
Right.
And I didn't know whether that started a new city. What I didn't want to get into was the whole regional thing, where you're starting again with 10 grand or whatever, and you got to. I know it's infinite money on this one.
I assume that it's. I feel like I've only done it once or twice when it first came out. I feel like you could. It just moves across, and then you just put bridges over it or whatever, over the river or wherever it is.
On my own game, what put me off a little bit was, and because I didn't have infinite money on this one, was the options for expanding basically offered me the bit where I'd been sending all my sewage. It's just like, I don't want to be answering to those people, and it started to feel like it was probably going to be less of a game and more of a stressful job to try and clean up the environmental disaster. Just in this little box, it meant all my sewage was just going away into the ether, and I never had to think about it. But opening that box up, suddenly they don't have drinking water anymore. If I can get piping across from my city and we can pipe all the clean stuff, then happy days. But I don't know if that's the answer. That's the answer, I suppose.
Yeah, I get the feeling, Sheepdog, that will solve a lot of your issues. And I could be completely wrong, and it's probably you play it again over the weekend and it'll just start your new city. But I'm fairly certain
the whole city just going through someone's garden tap that I've just hooked the pipe up to. That'll do them. They'll be fine.
Yeah, like I say, I think that'll solve most of your problems if you get a new district to put in.
Cool.
And you'll be off and running again.
Well, I think that is everything for me, other than I tried to play a bit more Spider-Man, but I just don't get the time. I was thinking about it. I need to just lock myself in my bedroom and play it, because I was enjoying the heck out of that. And watching Into the Spider-Verse made me want to play it even more.
Yeah, it's a very good game. Yeah, genuinely is.
I think that's
I
how.
have
Oh, you have one
game.
more. Okay, well, yeah.
Yes. I've played Beat Saber again. I got it in the mindset of I'm gonna play Beat Saber.
Your workout routine.
That's exactly it, Sheepdog. I got it into my head that I can play Beat Saber as a workout routine, pretty much. And I played for about an hour and a half, maybe. And I did get a sweat on playing Beat Saber. I completely did the entire soundtrack available to me. There is DLC tracks available. I didn't want to pay the $12.99 or whatever it is for the latest album that was on there, whatever it was. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I think Beat Saber is one of the coolest VR games out there. And people who don't know it, it's just like you have two lightsabers, one on each hand, and you have to like smash the blocks in a certain direction when they're coming at you, like Guitar Hero style. You'd have like the blocks running down the screen at you, and you'd have to shoot. You have to slice them up in with the direction that the arrows are pointing on the block. And yeah, so I started off just doing it on normal. I was like, let's just get back into this. Let's do it on normal. Did like the first couple on normal. I thought it's not really particularly difficult. So I put the next couple on hard. I was like, okay, yeah, this is doable. Put it on hard with the no fail setting just in case. The no fail option on the side. I went, okay, let's just click that. Let's click that one. And I was like, it doesn't feel like I'm going to fail, so I turned that off. And then I went, okay, put it back on, move up to expert, and it was rock hard. It was rock hard expert. So I was like, I can't do expert. Let's not do expert. So I moved it back down to hard. Turn the fail thing off. And yeah, I can competently pretty much do. I think I played all of the. I feel like that's probably about 25 songs on the actual in the base game, and I did that probably, and it went all right. It went all right. I didn't fail. I think I failed like some of the last songs in it a couple of times, but I did eventually get through it.
Do you feel like if you were, at a Jedi Temple and some Sith turned up and you just like press play on your Walkman, you could whip out your lightsaber and kick some ass, or not quite there yet?
No, not unless they were coming at me with, to the beat.
Well, that's what happens. Have you not seen every film ever? They do move to the beat.
Oh, maybe I would be all right then. Maybe it would be absolutely. It's training me to be the next Star Wars.
When we get to the brewery tap for MGPX, I'm going to snap a broom in half and I'm going to come at you. See what happens.
But just put on some music, just get some beats going.
The MGPX theme tune playing, the MGP theme tune, and it would just be super fast.
Dubstep remix. Yeah. So I've been doing that, and my aim is to do that every weekend from now on, even if it's just an excuse to get on the VR and play some more games that I haven't really played. Although I was quite tired. I tried playing some more Space Pirate Trainer afterwards. I had like 2 rounds of it. I went, I'm just knackered now. I'm going to stop for a bit, turned it off, and then just left it there for the day. But it's been fun. It's been fun. It's a good way to kind of exercise sort of thing. If
I still feel like I'm being cheated out of VAR. I went on the Kev did a vlog about it. We went to an event last week, and there was a VR headset. Sorry, and I put that on to do the experiencing. But it's like when someone has a meltdown when they're out and about and all this. And oh my god, I felt so dizzy when I come off it, and I literally only looked around. It was seeing something through the eyes of somebody else, but. It shouldn't have made me dizzy. It did, though. I had to sit down. And it just felt a bit rough, which is crazy. So I feel like I'm at least a decade away from being able to experience games like this.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day, Sheepdog. Maybe one day you'll be
glorious.
You'll be able to just put a pair of glasses on, and it is all VR based, and you won't.
I'll struggle through it when there's a Pokemon I can throw a ball at with just wearing my glasses. I'll find a way then, but when it's involving exercise and stuff like that, I'm like, oh no, I can't do it. It makes me sick.
Yes. Well, one day maybe.
Any more, Anna? You got anything more going?
I don't think think so.
Does Kev want to say any words while he's coughing away there?
Did Kev want to say any words while he's coughing?
Buy my merch. Broken.com.
Oh wow. Wow.
No,
Oh.
Kevin,
I don't
we
think he's
don't-
ever.
we don't.
I don't think he's ever
No,
plugged
he's
that on
not.
here ever.
Time to be happy. It's because Anna wants gold shoes.
He did play. I know he played Minecraft.
Oh, I've been playing
on
Minecraft
the Switch
for months, and I just haven't spoken about it out of. It's an old game, but yes, we've got it on the Switch.
On the Switch. Apparently, they're in Nintendo Land, and they were blowing up.
Does he have the
Nintendo
Mario add-on?
characters. That's as far as I'm aware.
The Mario.
Have you got the
Land.
Mario add-on?
Yeah.
That's very
Yes,
cool.
they do. So they were blowing that up under Andy's direction.
Yeah, Minecraft dominates my house
So
excessively.
oh, I do have one story about
Oh yeah, bloody hell!
My account got either hacked. Yeah. So what was I doing? I was at work on Monday, and I got an email saying that you'd been signed out. Your password's been changed, and I was like, all right, weird, but I thought it would just be one of them fake emails. So I got home, and I couldn't sign in. So I had to phone up Sony. I had to go for all these questions and stuff, and they were like, oh, what's your bank card in there? I was like, well, I don't know because I don't have a bank card on it. Oh, what's your PayPal? I was like, I don't have PayPal on it because I buy prepaid cards. I had to go for all this rigmarole of trying to find something to prove who I was. I finally got to I downloaded the texture pack for Borderlands 2. This is the order number. This is how much it costs. And after I got through, he goes, oh, because you've had that email for 10 years and that's what's been on your account, I believe you are you. So we'll change it back. But yeah, I got hacked. And it was weird because the day before is when I changed my name.
Oh,
you know how now PlayStation can change. So I changed my name on the Sunday, I think. And then on the Monday I went to work, got that email, and then I couldn't sign in. So I don't know if that's everyone. I know some people have been having problems with name changes with old games. Okay. Yeah, but that happened, and then on Wednesday, I went to play Strange Brigade, and I couldn't even get past the start screen, so I had that problem. And then on Thursday, I was sat at the desk doing what I was doing, I had an email come up, and someone had hacked my eBay account and put a listing on there for an inflatable jacuzzi.
Wow.
There's a site, I'll have to try and find it, but there's a site that tells you what email addresses of yours are compromised, or it shows you sites you're signed up to that are compromised and stuff like that, because it's been linked up to databases that someone's bought on the black market and all of that. So it might be that you just have a password that you use that is on this database and someone has got it and is working their way through it.
Yeah. Like I've been through, so I've changed my PayPal to just letters and numbers.
Get on two-factor authentication as well. So you'll get. It's funny. I put it on my Amazon account, and every now and again I get a. Here's the Amazon code you asked for, and I'm like, I didn't ask for this, and it's just it is eerie. It happens a lot on Steam as well, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I get a lot from Apple. All the time, this is your account. Well, no, it's not my account because I'm not asked for anything. That's why he's sending me. But that happened to me this week. All of that was just stress I didn't need at the time. But these things happen. But I changed my name and then I got all this going on. So I've changed everything. I've put on 2-step verification on my PlayStation because apparently that's the thing I didn't even know it had. So it's very strange. I'm glad my bank or PayPal wasn't on there, even though when you do, it does make you password. But I don't know. It just happened. Not happy. Sony were brilliant. I can't fault them on their customer service. I've had to phone them twice since I've had a PlayStation 3, and
You haven't tried to
every
get money
time
out of them, that's
everything
why.
gets sorted. One was for well, no, like I bought Final Fantasy 9 when it came out on the thing, and it took the money but wouldn't give me the code. It wouldn't download the license. So I phoned them up. They refunded me and goes, try again. So I did it again, and then I got the game. But yeah, I can't fault them on that side of their customer service of a problem that I have. Like, he goes, oh yeah, you phoned 4.5 years ago. I was like, did I? It seems a lot longer than that, but it could have been. I don't know. But yeah, I can't fault them on that side. Like, they knew exactly what was going on. They knew exactly like how to tell I was who I am. They had a lot of security that you have to go through, but it's there for a reason. I got my account back and nothing has gone wrong. So yeah, that I was happy with that side. I'm not happy with getting
the hassle you don't want.
my password stolen.
Yeah.
No, because like you're at work and you're like, oh, for goodness sake, what is happening? Because like they could go in, they could I don't know, delete my whole account. You know what I mean? That would just annoy me no end. Like, oh my gosh, all them years and stuff. But yeah, I got that sorted, so I was happy. I'm sure I've played other things, but I just can't remember because it's been one of them.
Fair enough.
weeks.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange Brigade.
I shall.
Hey,
I'm honestly, I've just seen my friend who taught me into buying Strange Brigade online, so I might go play it straight after this podcast.
Let's wrap up then. Did you know we're on Facebook as MGP Games something or other? Just type MGP, it'll come up. And we're on Twitter at MG UK Podcast, and I'm at RB6K.
I'm
at Pab 1986.
And I think that is literally everything we say at the end of this. MGPX is still happening. When is that happening, Pab? Well done, Pab.
There you go. Well done. I was going to go July. 20th of July is even better.
Brewery Tap, usual shenanigans. Yeah, you've got to come. People are vlogging it, which is quite fun to... I mean, we were vlogging it anyway, but other people are too. Which is
do you mean Kev?
No, somebody tweeted and said, could they? And I'm like, yeah, of course Sweden can. I think everyone should. If it should be. It was a person called Abby Feet Uniquity. I think that's what FT means. Foot, otherwise. Anyway, they said it, and I'm thinking if we can just get, 100 people in a room all filming each other, going, yeah, look, I'm an MGPX, and just have one big 100-fold collaboration, yeah, surely we'll all benefit from that. It'll be superb. We can play games and do a live show and lightsaber fight Pab. If everyone brings a lightsaber and just attacks Pab every time the beat
don't start
starts.
This.
I know we should start it. I want to get to the point where you go out in Manchester.
I'm going to get beaten with the lightsabers the second I walk out the door and just get clobbered with a lightsaber around the back of the head.
So you'd be walking along and suddenly it'll be like boss music starting. You just hear... and you'll be there, lightsabers out.
You see a lightsaber just like illuminate in the distance. I'll just start running away.
Yours will just come to your hand like Thor's hammer.
Yeah, indeed. Reach out, come to me.
Right, well, I'm going to wrap up there anyway because we're getting late and we're an hour and 10. People are going to be desperately wanting to go for their post-podcast and we're prolonging that. So, yeah, thanks for listening, folks. Have a good week and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Bye.